I'm freshly 28. I have no job, no savings, no partner. I live at home with my parents again. There are 5 cats that reside here, 2 of them being mine. Life isn't going the way that I thought it was going to. It's been stressful. I have no money to do things anymore, which is whatever. It is what it is. But I did just bake oatmeal craisin white chocolate cookies, and they're really good. And I think them coming out so pretty, yeah, they're a little bit brown, but I like them that way, is a sign that everything's going to be okay and that I can do hard things. And I'm resilient. That's really all I have to say.
Those cookies don't look bad. The cookies don't look bad. And I do want to say that I think social media has ruined a lot of people's brains, because a lot of people don't realize that you're average. You're average. You will live an average life. Okay? Hopefully have an average job. Hopefully get an average relationship. Be with an average person, and pretty much live a average really life. Okay? Nothing like, oh my God, jet setting, traveling constantly, all this like things that you see on social media. Most likely you won't live that. But we have because of social media, we have honestly, I think, made people really hate life. Where if my life is not like that, my life sucks. My life is shitty. And yes, it looks beautiful, right? It looks great, it looks fun, it looks amazing. But you have to think, right? Let's say even 6 figures, right? Have someone who has a lot of money or a decent amount of money. Only about 20%, like 30 to 20% of the population can reach 6 figures, particularly at a younger age, right? She's 28, so she does have a lot of life still in front of her. But most in regular progression, you won't reach 6 figures until your 30s, your 40s, okay? And that's working consistently. So I honestly think that social media has really rot our brains and made us really view life differently, because so many people think that, oh my God, I want my life to be like this. I want to be my life like how I see it on internet, on social media. I deserve this. I deserve the soft life. I deserve jet setting. I deserve all this materialism. And honestly, we're average. You're nothing special. Now, if you could do it, all the power to you. Right? If you could make your life all that amazing that you see online, great. You worked hard for it, or you got lucky. But I think most people don't. Throughout history, most people will be average. Most people will be average. So I just think that we live life where we don't have no contentment, right? Only way to be happy is that you live the life that you see online. And that is so dangerous, because again, most people will not reach that. So most people will find unfulfillment because they haven't reached that. When honestly, living a productive life, living an honest, fine life, right? An average life where, like I said, you live a decent job, you do fun things once in a while, hopefully find a good partner, hopefully have a good family, and that is good enough. That is good enough. But I mean, again, to each their own. I'm just more saying that so many people can't reach it, won't ever reach it, but we're so unfulfilled because we can't reach it or won't reach it. And I believe so many people are heading down a path of self-destruction, because you get depressed because you can't reach that, and then you get dejected, and you get like life is meaningless or useless or worthless or whatever, and then you just give up, which is just, I think that's the problem where I see a lot of the world. I think social media has really rot our brains.
Do not date anybody in college. College is time to be single and ready to mingle. You're gonna meet so many people, and then you're gonna be with one person. If you do, you're gonna look at other people and think, damn, I had to be with one person. You're missing out on it's gonna be raining dicks out there, and you're gonna miss it all. So don't do it. Be single.
Mindset like that is why over 1 million women are doing OF. Mindset like that is why studies are showing that by 2030, more women than ever are going to be single and childless. Studies like that show you why, honestly, women are not doing well in dating. Women are complaining a lot about dating because of a mindset like that. Let me put men on the last of my priority list, okay? And let me focus on having fun, raining dicks, right? Riding the dick carousel. Let me focus on that. It's like, this is like, I find women just absolutely ridiculous. And they wonder why, okay, men are the way they are, right? Why a lot of men don't take women seriously. Why, the top 20% of men definitely don't take women seriously, because a whole lot of women want these top tier men or highly desirable men. So these men are just using these women. And why a lot of men are not better bothering with these types of women, okay? You didn't want them while you were surrounded by a whole bunch of dicks. So after now you're in your 30s, you're almost your 40s. Now you want to settle down, right? With a man that you didn't want when you were in college. Now you want a more healthier man, a more mature man, a more stable man, a more loyal man. Men would think like, what? You didn't want me before. And now that you're older, more used up, more jaded, more aggressive, more traumatized by life, by your choices in life, now you want him. Now you want him. So he's getting you at your worst, and you're getting him at his best. Because men improve, right? Men get more mature with age. Men get more financially stable with age. Men get more wise with age. Men usually get better with age, with work, right? With work, men usually get better with age. Women, they don't. They don't get better with age. They get more traumatized. They get more used up. They get more bitter. They get more jaded. Women rarely get better with age. And plus, if you say women get better with money, women don't spend money on men. So women's money means nothing. Women's career, so what? Their career don't really benefit men. Now, it benefits themselves, don't benefit men. It might not be a negative, but it's not a positive. I said this before where women are terrible teachers, terrible role models. They are the type, women nowadays are the definition of misery love company. Since my life is this, like this, I'm gonna make your life like that too. And here's the thing, I'm not saying women, oh, you need to settle down. You need to have a man. You need to, have a family. No, you don't need to. But a lot of women don't understand. Like this mindset, just have fun, have all these things. You don't realize that the more you deal, right, the more life experience you gain, the more trauma you most likely will gain along with it. When it comes with trauma, it's mental disorders, it's, you're more jaded, you're more combative, you're more annoying, you're more like, it's not a healthy thing, okay? You could be like, possibly like lower pair bonding skills, you don't get better, right? You don't get better by just letting a whole lot of men use you, by dating a whole lot of shitty men just for fun. Because I find this really disgusting because a lot of women, they will fall for these types of men, thinking that it's only fun, but then you'll fall for them. These men will use you because they only thought about you for sex. They only thought about you for fun. So shit like that I don't know. I just find women love to hurt other women. Really destroy other women's lives. Because here's the thing. Her teaching, her rhetoric, her advice, if it hurts other women, she won't care.
Girl wanted a rich and attractive husband, so she went on LinkedIn and found guys with impressive job titles at tech companies. Once she found a guy who was cute and rich enough for her, she went to his other social media pages and found out what his dad did for a living. Once she found out that the dad taught pottery at a local art studio, she signed up for his 10-week class. Throughout the 10-week class, she's dropping breadcrumbs to other students and the teacher about what kind of guy she's looking for in a long-term relationship. All she did was go to the son's social media page and list out all of his hobbies and say, I'd love to find somebody who does all of these things and has a great job in tech. The dad obviously overhears all of this and is like, oh my gosh, I have a single son who would be perfect for this girl. So the dad called her over after class one night and says, hey, I don't want this to be weird, but if you want to go on a blind date with my son, I'd be happy to ask him to see if he would go out. She's elated, but she keeps her poker face on and is like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you set us up for some drinks? They go on a date and they are vibing. He thinks he found his dream girl and she knows that she found what she wanted because she plucked them off the internet. From what I know, he is about to propose to her, which means she is weeks away from realizing her dream of sitting out by the pool all day while he goes clickety-clack on a keyboard at work all day, bringing home that money.
I was looking through the comment section of that particular video and very few people even mention how toxic that situation is, how creepy that situation is, how absolutely, utterly insane that situation is. Because if this whole situation was reversed, okay, a man basically hunted for a particular woman. He stalked her, right? He pretty much learned everything about her, and then weaseled himself into her inner circle by, I don't know, dropping hints of where her mother or father was nearby, and try to get into, her inner circle to be her potentially most amazing man, perfect man ever. Everyone would say that was creepy, right? That is toxic. That is absolutely stalkerish. Because imagine it this is a thing where essentially he would have learned everything about her, right? To become her perfect man. And it's like all the things about him already. So you can able to shapeshift yourself into what he would deem amazing or whatever. You learn his hobbies, you learn his interests, you learn all that stuff so you can, be what he wants. Because essentially, she's what he wants. Like if that situation would reverse. If men went to all that effort, okay, manipulating, conniving, lying, faking, women would be disgusted. But in this particular video, right, people were just fine. It was good. It was like, wow, she went through so much effort. Oh, great. Nothing talking about how creepy this is, how disgusting it is, how toxic this is, how manipulative this is, how fake it is, right? It's all built on a lie. It wasn't natural. She literally stalked the man. She literally, figured everything about him to get into, his world. It wasn't natural. And at the end of the day, I say this. If people are, which is sad, if people are good looking enough, they can get away with murder, right? If people are good looking enough, it don't matter if they're creepy or not. It don't matter if they are manipulative, if they're toxic, it don't matter. This is why you see that usually, right? The men that, not all the time, but the men that usually are the cheaters, the liars, the abusers, usually these men are pretty good looking. They're highly desirable at least, right? You know, women would love these types of men or be attracted to these men. And this is why these men can, you know, not do no wrong. These men don't have problems with women. They're not like, they're not incels, right? They're not, you know, having dry spells because they can't get women. Women are attracted to these men. If you are attracted enough, red flags be damned.
Okay, we went on the date. I just got home. He was really cute. He was really nice. I don't think I'm gonna see him again though, because our morals and our beliefs are just a little bit too different. I'm very liberal. He's a little bit more conservative than he let on. So I just don't think it'll mesh well. Nothing against him. Just have different beliefs. But at least we got out there. We went. We had a nice night. We had fun. That's all we can ask for, right? That's all we can ask for. I haven't been on a date since like May. So at least we went. At least we got out of the house. These are the baby steps, the positives I'm looking for in my life right now.
I want to preface this. I'm not telling anyone to, I'm not forcing or telling anyone to date someone you don't want to date. And I understand if you have different views, it may not work out. So I want to preface, I do understand that. And again, I'm not supporting anything. But I do want to say that a couple things where I think when it comes to people, right, relationships, we are kind of too narrow-minded. We are too stuck in our ways. We are too desiring of an echo chamber. I get it. If someone is like a perfect fit for you, they're your mirror. I can see the appeal of it. I can see the understanding of it. But some people might find that boring. Okay, and let's say, I believe a lot of women in this day and age are so against anyone who has a different political leaning, or even if he doesn't even care about politics. That is a red flag as well. And I find that a little bit disturbing, because you make that who you are. You make that your life. And it makes it just so serious about it. And I get it. It probably is serious to some people, but you ignore other factors that may be amazing, right? Because I believe having different views doesn't necessarily equate a bad partner. And let's say this, a lot of people, particularly women, can't understand that there's no one perfect out there. Right? You may find a man with your exact same political views, but then you say no to him because maybe you're not attracted to him. You're not, you know, he may, I don't know, whatever, I don't know what else, but I don't know, just whatever else. Then you find that, you know what, you look at it, there's no perfect man out there. You may have something that you like, but may have other things you don't like. Now, if that's your main thing, political views, okay, but then I find women kind of funny that even if that's their main boundary or whatever, if they find a man that fits it, they still find red flags of other things. So, you know, I find that questionable too. And I find it weird too, when women like this find a man with our same political views, right, feminists, equality, all these beliefs, I see a lot of women like this disinterested in dating men that falls under the same umbrella. I see women say like, oh, I kind of still want a man to pay for dates. I still want a man to be traditional. I think I saw a woman that said, or look and act like he is conservative, but an ideology that, you know, is liberal. And so it's just showing women how they want perfection. You know, they want a man that's liberal but acts traditional, right? That provides, that, you know, pays for date, that views women as special, but yet have all the political leanings that women have. Yet, how can you have the political leanings that women have, like equality, like belief in certain things, but be traditional? I'm just saying that I find it, being so straight, being so narrow-minded, I believe is sometimes a detriment in finding a partner, particularly for women when honestly they don't even know what they want sometimes. So, but I guess that's fine, right? I said it's fine. I just think that that's one of the reasons why women are suffering, or women like this are suffering in the dating market, because they just can't find that perfect man.
Is it chill for guys to ask out girls at the gym then?
Absolutely not. Please do not ask me out when I'm at the gym. Please don't.
Hey, respectfully, I'm here for my gains. I don't want to hear from you, okay?
This is not a dating show, okay? This is not Love Island, Bachelor. This is not where it's at.
Is it chill for guys to ask out girls at the gym then?
Absolutely not. Please do not ask me out when I'm at the gym. Please don't.
Hey, respectfully, I'm here for my gains. I don't want to hear from you, okay?
This is not a dating show, okay? This is not Love Island, Bachelor. This is not where it's at.
This is the thing where I believe women are truly sympathetic, because they will never understand nor care to understand the difficulties that they have put onto men when it comes to dating. Women will never care, because this is what women do. They themselves don't know what they want. They themselves are not cohesive. They themselves don't agree with each other. And like I said, they themselves don't even know what they want, because one woman could say that don't ever approach me. But if she sees a man that's really good looking, she's wondering why he doesn't approach. She's wondering why is there no, I haven't been on a date in forever because no man approaching. Women don't understand how men view things, right? Yes, right? I mean, every woman is, thinks for themselves. But when you get so many women that say, don't approach, men will think that I don't want to be me too'd, viewed as a creep. So that's a probability. I'm just not going to approach. So I'm just going to do that for everyone, because who knows who am I talking to, okay? Who knows if the woman I'm talking to will be the one that wants men to approach or the one that doesn't want men to approach. It's the same thing with everything, right? Everything, like, who knows if this is the woman that wants to go 50-50 or wants me to provide? Who's the one, if this is the woman that wants me to, I don't know, be traditional or be modern feminist, right? And people say, oh, just go for it and try. You don't understand that one of the things that hurt as a man is nobody cares about your feelings. We are all humans. We're all humans. I've seen a girl said one time she took the chance and asked a man out. She said he rejected her, and she said she would never do that again. Imagine that feeling 1,000 times more, because a lot of men have done it multiple times throughout his life and get constantly rejected. And to the degree that is, a lot of times it's more emotionally painful. So a lot of men just see, what's the point? What's the point in doing these kind of efforts? So I might as well just keep it safe. I might as well, not try, because it's always unsuccessful, or it's always painful, or you don't know what you're getting. And you don't understand how most men don't have natural confidence. Most men are not charming. Dating is not easy for men. So for men, they have to create options. Women just have options. They just have options because men come to them. Men, he has to go to a woman, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that he has an option, even if he goes to a woman. So I'm just saying that a lot of times women don't understand their actions and words have consequences. I honestly believe how the dating landscape is now, I believe it's 100% because of women. So if women are saying, oh, there's no good men don't approach anymore, the sassy men, 50-50 men, coffee date men, or the coffee date situations, or whatever problems women say about the dating market, right? Piss in the dating pool. Well, I'm sorry. It's women. Women are the piss in the dating pool. Women are the ones who pretty much made what dating is nowadays.
The idea of people being comfortable enough in this day and age to get online and call someone ugly or unattractive or chopped is just wild to me.
I honestly believe that we have a epidemic of sorts, where average women, and in a lot of cases below average women, have the ego, right? The ego, the entitlement, the audacity to look at a lot of men and just call them ugly, chopped, as whatever. While in these women cases, they are not even looking at a mirror, in the sense that they themselves are not conventionally attractive. So we have created, and particularly women have created, a society, a generation where, because they give validation to any and all women, Lizzo has been for years been saying, oh, she's beautiful, she's a 10, and all that stuff. You have all the women telling other women, you're a 10, you're a goddess, he doesn't deserve you, uplifting other women, which I don't say that's a bad thing, uplifting other women. But it's come to a point where the validation has created women where they don't view themselves in an accurate light. I think the original girl that's talked about the chop men thing, her, right, is honestly, she is average at best, and that's me being kind. Most men would view her as not the best, right? I don't want to be like that and just like really put anyone down. But again, I always say this: most people are average at best. They're average at best, and yet we have so many average women viewing other average men as ugly. When in all perspective, a lot of these women are nothing special. They wouldn't even get a second glance. They wouldn't even get the kind of reactions that top-level beautiful women would get. So I'm more saying that we have created women that are egotistical, that in a sense narcissistic, where they view themselves so much above average men, when in reality they're not. The men that they view as ugly are usually their equals. They're equals in looks. They're equals in attraction level. But we have created, because of the validation, because of the uplifting, where women don't view men like that. So we have a reality where most women view most men as unattractive. By dating statistics, that is what it is. While, we have a weird thing where a woman will call another woman attractive, like I said, a Lizzo, okay? Attractive, a 10. But if that type of woman, right, a Lizzo type of woman, was in a male version, he would be deemed ugly. He would deemed as well below average. And that's the thing, where women can call all these other women beautiful, gorgeous, 10s, goddesses, right? But if her actual equal, right, is her actual male version equal, most people would view that as ugly. So I'm more saying that we are creating needlessly, falsely, right, a generation of women that are egotistical. They are delusional in thinking and how they view attraction. I think it's a detriment to women. It is a detriment to women because, again, you're not viewing men equally. You're not viewing men in a comparable light. A lot of average women look down on a lot of average men, it is what it is. I'm not necessarily complaining because, you know, people do what they want to do. I'm more viewing that it's the hypocrisy in it, it's the delusion in it, and it's the harmful repercussions because we have a lot of women, you know, that will honestly probably be single for the rest of their life. Well, probably, and whether you think it's a positive or negative, I honestly believe as human beings, one of the, I think, tenet of, purpose is to have someone, right? Have someone to be there with you, to grow old with you, and so on and so on. But we have a lot of women, right? And these women are still in the dating market, right? They still try to date and all this stuff. Will find that they can't find anyone and don't realize that, you know what? It's not the men that are issue. It's them because they are delusional in what they view. The men that they get, they view are beneath them, while the men that they want don't even look at them. So I'm just saying that, like, we won't realize the consequences of how we are, affecting women's brains, right? We don't. And I think by studies and statistics, there will be some repercussions that honestly may not be the best for women in the whole relationship sense. So I don't know. I just thought that, it is going to be a detriment for at least the women that want a relationship.
I feel like not enough men realize that due to their behaviors and their lack of empathy, their favorite anime character would fucking body them in the streets for being a terrible person. And I feel like you guys should recognize that a little bit more.
In my, I think the last 2 videos or so about how women give mixed signals, how women are not socially cohesive, right? When it comes to whether men should approach women or not, how there's some women that said, men should approach, while some women said men shouldn't approach. And then I get a lot of comments saying, oh, we should be treating women individually. Not every woman is the same. Okay, I get that. Or saying that, oh, women are not a monolith. So like, I understand. Okay, cool. I find it funny that when it comes to race, right? Race, it's not a monolith. When it comes to gender, right? Women, it's not a monolith. Yet, when it comes to men, we are a monolith. Right? It is okay. And this is, again, not just her. I believe most women would view most men in a monolithic way. Best case in point, I'd rather choose the bear. Right? I'd rather choose the bear. Assuming because what? Most men are dangerous. Balance of women probability, right? Women's illogical probability that any man you meet in the forest is dangerous, while a bear is safer. That is women's logic. When in actual statistical logic, right, statistical data, balance of probability, you would probably be safer, okay, with a man than a wild animal. But whatever. I'm more going to the point where it is always okay to view men in a monolithic way than any other group or category. Right? Women, you shouldn't view women as a monolith. You should treat them individualistically. View them very in an individual light. You shouldn't view race groups in a monolithic way. Yet, when it comes to men, society, particularly women, it is okay to view men in a monolithic way. Oh, men don't understand how women have to be cautious around men or how dangerous men are. Really? Statistically, most men are not dangerous. Statistically, most men are not dangerous. But, because the small minority of men that are dangerous, we need to be cautious against all men. Now, I'm not saying that, women shouldn't be cautious. That's not what I'm saying. But again, what I'm pointing out is that it is okay to view men in a monolithic way. Yet every other group you name, we shouldn't view them in a monolithic way, right? It's kind of the hypocrisy. And this is particularly always pushed by women. You want to use this, the argument that, race isn't a monolith. Women are not a monolith. Yet, when it comes to practice, you push men as a monolith. And I find that I always love to point out the hypocrisies. I said this before. I don't hate women. I don't hate women. I mean, you may think that I do because of what you perceive my content as, but it's more like I hold people accountable for their words and actions. And I love to point out hypocrisies and delusions. Sadly, I see that a lot with women, right? So, yeah. Also, I want to point this out, okay? With her video in particular, saying that men that watch anime, okay, they would be beaten by the characters that they liked in these animes, which is weird and ridiculous. But here's the thing where, why are you assuming that the men that watch anime are bad men? I don't really understand that. Because this is, in my opinion, okay, usually, again, I'm going by assumptions. I'm not going by any studies. There's no concrete statistics, so I'm not using that. I'm basing it on pure assumption, pure 100% my own point of view, okay? You would assume that men that watch anime, have comics, whatever, are usually awkward men, usually less social. I don't know what you mean by terrible men, because usually these types of men don't interact with society at large, with women at large. So what do you mean by being terrible? Okay, these men are not known to be in or are relationship types of men. Okay, these aren't the type of men. Again, I'm going by assumption, going my own biased viewpoint. These men are not known to be relationship desired men. Okay, or for women to want to be in relationships with these men. So I don't understand her view of being terrible men, because usually these also men I don't believe are necessarily the ones that are, again, on my own weird point. It's like the typical what do I say, abusive men. Because here's the thing, okay, statistically, women are more likely to be, abused in a relationship than they are by a stranger. So I would say already the most terrible men, okay, is the men that women choose. And I just find it weird when women make these kind of takes, because where's the basis for this? Where's the what's the point? I honestly, just to say, because it just seems like you just want to make a monolithic opinion against all men. I think it's ridiculous.
My standards are high because I can reciprocate anything I ask for. So if you think I'm asking for too much, you might just not be enough. And that's okay.
Then I can see why women are staying single. I can see why. This is something that a lot of women seem to not be able to grasp. Great. You can do everything you ask for. Can you do everything he asked for? This is why women can't comprehend, the modern dating landscape. Because women are selfish. Yes, women can do all the things they ask for, okay? If they ask for money, emotional intelligence, whatever, all the things women ask for, they can provide themselves. Great. But unless you are dating yourself, that means nothing. What she says means nothing. And this is the problem women are having, because they have a selfish mindset. Oh, me. You only think about yourself. This is the issue with a lot of women, where they can't comprehend. You are dating someone else, not yourself. If you want all the things you ask for, well, you are already giving it to yourself. So you don't need others. So I'm a big supporter of women staying single and childless for the rest of their life, because if you are happier, right? A single, perfect, great, stay happy. If you can provide all the things you ask for, well, then you don't need no one, because you already get the things you ask for from yourself. But the problem that a lot of women seem to not comprehend, if you are in the dating market, you're not dating yourself. You are dating someone else. And that other person has his own interests, what he's attracted. He is his own person, just like you. This is the thing where women seem to not, again, it's constantly women not comprehending anything, in my opinion, because they are selfish. They only think about themselves. You only care what you get. That's it. Women only care what they get out of a relationship. This is why they have takes like this. Instead of thinking about, instead of loving someone how you want to be loved, you should love someone how they want to be loved. Just exactly like how women would want a man, right, to love her how she wants to be loved. I.e., it's funny, we have so many women talk about love languages. Women talk about all this shit about love language, emotional intelligence, all these things. Yet you can't comprehend. How about loving someone how they would feel loved, i.e., their love language? No. You want to love someone how you want to be loved. And then you're surprised that, you can't find nobody. You can't find nobody because, honestly, you only think about yourself. When you have a selfish mindset, and that goes for men and women, okay? If you're dating a man that's selfish, how could you imagine that works? So why do you think, if you as women are selfish, how do you think that works? That's the problem where I can't comprehend with women. Women deem themselves so emotionally intelligent, so sympathetic, yet they give a shit. They don't give a shit about men. They don't care how men feel, how men think. They don't. Because women only think about one side, their own. If you expect a man to love you how you want to be loved, why can't you comprehend the same thing in reverse? How you should love him how he wants to be loved. Yet, women really don't.
Men have to have laws to tell them not to marry children. And somehow they still think they should be running the show.
Many people, particularly women, think that my content is about hating women, and it's not. Because in my honest opinion, I think in real world, there are so many intelligent women. My sisters are smart as shit, okay? They are logical people. They are good people. I would not put down women. What my content is about is holding women accountable for their actions and words. Is showing how stupid women can be or are when they have a camera in front of them. Because this is the problem where what we have is that we have these feminists, a lot of these modern day internet women that just want to push out hate. They are no better than the men they supposedly call out or hate. Because it's such a disingenuous argument. The laws, right? The laws are for men not to do anything criminal, right? It's not like women do criminal acts. Because women are always holier than thou. Women are so much morally better than men. Women are, right? And it's like, it's so disingenuous because if you are a logical person, you know it's not true. This is why I make my content. It's not to hate on women. It is counter-programming. We have plenty of content creators, particularly women, that will hold men accountable or will show you only, right, the ugliness of men. Cool. I don't disagree. I don't disagree or counteract that. Yes, there are plenty of terrible men out there. Plenty. But, you know, when all our content is inundated by just terrible men, you are building a narrative that being a man is terrible. Instead of, you know what, building a narrative that, you know what, you are just a terrible person. It doesn't matter about your race, your orientation, or your gender. So, you know what, counter-programming, I show women. Because I've never said, oh, men are better than women, or men are more moral than women, or men don't cheat. Men, I agree. Lots of men cheat. A lot of men do immoral things. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue. Because we have women pretty much pointing the finger only at men and building a narrative that it's only men. Because look at this, right? She said, oh, laws are to stop men from marrying younger or dealing with minors. Really? This here is a recent case. Okay? No, I mean, this is the thing where, I don't know about you, but in recent years, I don't know, last 10 years or so, I've been seeing so much news of female teachers doing things with minors. Female teachers getting trains ran to them by minors. Female teachers getting pregnant by boys, little boys. Oh, right? The law is made for men, yet it's okay that women are predators. But no, we don't talk about that, right? We don't talk about that. Creators don't talk about women. Don't really talk about that in mass because they want to only point the finger at men. Men are predators. Only men deal with younger with minors. No, it's bad people. That's it. It's not because of your gender, not because of your orientation, not because of your race. But no, we constantly want to push a narrative that men are evil, women are holier than thou. That is disgusting in my opinion. That is disingenuous. That shows you the weakness of your argument.
Did you get the ring? Oh, right there. There you go. All right. The next morning, I wake up playing around with my phone, not realizing that her Facebook was logged into my phone. So when the Facebook came up, I noticed a message that she was having with the guy. And this is just paraphrasing, but the guy said something like, hey, you know I still love you, you know I still care about you. And her response was, hey, I'm with my dude right now. Hit me on my other phone. I look at the date first, and the date is November 21st. That's her birthday. I'm like, well, this was yesterday. Then I look at the time. The time was literally 15 minutes before I put the ring on her finger. Something that you had asked me for a year, you're telling another guy, hit you on your other phone, I'm with my dude, knowing we get ready to walk in the mall and I'm ready to put a ring on your finger. His wife, did you...
This is purely my average man viewpoint, right? When a lot of men say that they don't want to get married because, divorce will rob them of half their stuff, or, you know, alimony, those things, I'm not saying that they're not true, but this is something I believe a lot of men, particularly average men, don't want to share. I think, I'll say maybe the number one reason is the heartbreak. Is because this is the thing where a lot of people don't realize men are human too. Men feel, right? Men have emotions. So in a lot of men's eyes, I believe a majority of men want to get married. They want to get married. But a lot of men are fearful of it because vulnerability is hard for a man. Because so many men have seen other men as well get hurt when they're vulnerable. So men view it as, okay, I'm committing myself to this woman 100%. I'm doing the highest level of commitment for a woman. The highest level of commitment. I'm marrying her. I'm providing for her. I'm protecting her. I'm giving my life to her for the rest of my life. So men see it as I'm being vulnerable to her because she's gonna be my world. She's my everything. I'm risking it all. Potentially divorce, potentially alimony, potentially getting your stuff. The potential, right? I'm risking it all for her. So men view it as I'm being vulnerable. Right? I'm giving myself fully to this woman. And then when some of them, it happens to them, or some of them they see it happens to others, where 60 to 70% are divorce rates are about 50%. It's a coin toss, and about 70% of those coin toss, women are the ones to file. And people think that because men cheat. This is the thing: men and women cheat about the same rate. Men and women cheat about the same rate. So cheating in finances, men and women are making relatively equal. Men still make a bit more. So really, the true or the common reasoning, because you can write down your reasoning, it's irrevocable differences. And this is where my personal opinion is, my own viewpoint. There have been some studies where women get bored quicker in long-term committed relationships. So, I'm putting two together, not necessarily correlation or causation, but I view it that a lot of women get bored in these long-term relationships. They lose the spark for these men. They get bored with these men. They get bored with life that has been created with these men. So a lot of women leave these men for a different life, a better life, a different man, a better man. Just that's it. Very superficial. So a lot of men feel like, wow, I will commit myself to the highest form of commitment, and women can leave me just because she's bored, just because she fell out of love with me. So that commitment in men's eyes is weak. It's like a lot of men, I'm not saying all men, there's plenty of bad men out there, but a lot of men see that this is, you commit this, right? This is a highest form of commitment. There's a duty, there's a responsibility. And then to have such weak viewpoint, oh, let me just divorce because I fell in love with him, I'm bored with him, I'm bored with the life. It's like, it's a lot of men just like, they say all the other stuff, right, that you can get, taking half my shit, all stuff. But in my opinion, the true thing is the vulnerability. That he's given his all to a woman that will easily just destroy it. Destroy the life that he created with the person that he loved and thought loved him. So this is where a bit of human, right, in men, the emotion. So, like I said, men want to get married. It's just why? What's the point? What's the point?